So this data set is there. You can incorporate this data set, and then I'm just going to move quickly that this is the procedure you have to follow. And if you are going to follow me, then by observing this slide, you can easily incorporate all information on your data sheet. And then you will get or generate that kind of data sheet. And this data sheet will be the data sheet on which you can play, or on which you can make some kind of adjustment. This is the same data sheet. I just pick the upper part of this, right? And then you are going to apply the sensitivity analysis on different kind of assumptions. So I'm just going to first move on this data sheet, and then we are coming back to this sensitivity analysis type thing a bit later, right? This Excel sheet is visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Last time I have mentioned that this information is already available to you, so you have to copy it or you have to incorporate in your Excel sheet. You should name the sheet capital budgeting analysis, and whatever company or whatever enterprise you are talking about, you can name it. This is the example, therefore I use the same example name, consolidated enterprise. You will use your company name whenever you are doing this kind of analysis with your company data. And please note down and share with other fellows as well as much as possible that I'm just going to conduct your Viva after the next week, at the end of the next week, and because our classes are going to be over after next week. So in that Viva, I'm going to test you that you are capable to do all these things which you have, which I have trained you. So if you are capable to do that and easily and comfortably, you will get good marks. Otherwise, this learning part may not be rewarded effectively, right? So please be sure. Secondly, you people have some quizzes which I'm going to start from Monday, and I'm going to share time by time these quizzes. 3 or 4 quizzes are there, so some theoretical components are going to be covered through that quiz, these quizzes, right? Okay, this information is already available. Equipment cost is given, salvage value is given, life, how much life this project has given, discount rate is given, reinvestment rate is given, income tax is given if there is pose, and this information is given. So actually it needs to be started from this cut and paste, right? So this information is given that how many years, and then, and 0 is always for the base year, right? Whenever you are making your investment, this is year and annual benefit. The stream is already mentioned to you, right? So just like the data set given to you, then you go for before tax, earning before tax, and you know that this earning before tax includes your cost. First of all, this is your equipment cost, but equipment cost is actually shows your cash flows, negative cash flows. Therefore, you have to type this with negative sign, right? And you have to make it fixed, otherwise it will vary. So you just put this F4, then you can move. Sorry, F4, and then you click enter, and then this is the earning before tax. That is the same. Since we are not going to change, apply any kind of variations at this stage, therefore I'm just going to copy the same data set there. Later we are going to apply some variations, therefore the same data set is needed, and we can generate some kind of extra rows. Therefore then you will realize that this step is important. Otherwise it seems that it is the repetition, but actually it is important because it will help you to do something else. So on the same ground, if you move ahead, then you will get these values. Clear? Now, what is your annual depreciation? There is no annual depreciation because annual is not, year was not done in case of the base period. So after completion of first year, you are going to start getting some depreciation. How much depreciation is going to happen? G. How much depreciation? Straight line depreciation has been mentioned. So the method is SLN. SLN. This is already available. It shows return the straight line depreciation of an asset for one period, right? So every period you have to find out this depreciation. So it needs cost first of all. How much cost is there? This one, right? And you have to make it fixed. Then salvage value already given, make it fixed, comma, life of the project already given, make it fixed. If you are not going to make it fixed, then it will vary whenever you are going to scroll down. So keep this point in your mind, right? Then enter and you will get this. If you scroll down, for every time period, the respective depreciation is going to be identified. Why it is same amount? Why this is only 18,000, 18,000, 18,000? Ji, please. Ipsan, do you have any idea?
सर क्योंकि सारी वैल्यूज फिक्स्ड की हुई हैं।
No. Safan.
So because we have divided the difference between the equipment cost and the salvage value over the time of the life of the equipment.
Okay.
That's
Equally.
what.
Actually, it shows na straight line depreciation mean equal depreciation for every time period. If you have this table, any table or computer, you have 1 lakh rupees worth, and you are going to consume it in 5 years, then what you will do? You will divide the total cost. If there is no salvage value, divided total cost by 1 lakh rupees. So you have 20,000 rupees depreciation. If some salvage value is there, it should be extracted from that. Let's suppose 20,000 is the salvage value. Once you sell your computer, you will get 20,000. So what is the gap? 80,000 divided by 5. That would be your depreciation. So this is your point is very valid. So actually, this is equal distribution in different time periods. Generally or originally in real life, depreciation is not equal in most of the cases. In limited number of cases, that may be true, but in most of the cases, just like you have your furniture, you have your automobiles, you have your buildings. Whenever they are becoming older and older, their depreciation rate is going to rise. Whenever they are available, newly available, there's no depreciation as such. So a new car don't have any depreciation in first 2-3 years, but in last 20 or 30 years, it has huge depreciation expense, right? So in this way, just like if total life of the car up to scrap is 30 years, let's suppose, right? So in this way, you can identify that. Anyhow, so first of all, what you need to do, this is more important. Why we need to calculate annual depreciation? Because there is no tax which is going to be imposed on depreciation, because depreciation is the part of your original investment, and it is just replacing your equipments, maintaining their value. Therefore, there is no additional benefit you are acquiring out of this. So this is just replacement cost. So that is out of the tax. Therefore, what is the taxable income? You need to deduct this depreciation from this, right? So just like equal original amount you have minus depreciation, enter. And you are not going to fix anything because every amount is different and it is going to deduct the respective depreciation. So in different time periods, you have different returns available, and so you need not to make anything. Why we are not going to apply on cost? Because there is no depreciation on cost. As such, there is no taxes on cost. It's quite simple. It is just like, this is the interest, tax imposed on incomes, the tax imposed on profits, and so on, or even sales. So now you are going to apply the taxes. On which income you are going to apply the tax? That is the income. I'm just making it bold. It is the income on which you have to apply this tax. Okay, keep one thing in your mind. The tax is given. Please.
सर वो सॉरी आपकी आवाज कट गई थी, मुझे काइंडली टैक्सेबल इनकम दोबारा बता दें कैसे लिखते हैं
Okay,
वो।
don't worry. First of all, I just mentioned that you have to find out this taxable income after deducting depreciation, because there is no tax need to be imposed on depreciation or replacement investment, because this extra income, this 18,000 in this case, is not additional income you are going to earn. It is just replacing your original investment, equipments and machines and tools. So actually your original assets value remains same. Therefore, there is no addition in the asset. Therefore, there will no extra tax need to be imposed on that part. So it is out or beyond the scope of tax. Clear? So out of this income, you first calculate taxable income. Mean depreciation need to be deducted first, and then whatever income is left, that is going to be taxed. So we are going to apply this tax phenomena. Actually, in original status, tax is given 40%. So I'm just going to mention 40% is 0.4. So what you need to do, you have to click this income, whatever you have after tax, which is called taxable income, and this need to be multiplied with this amount, income tax rate. So this need to be fixed. This income tax rate box is fixed, so keep this fixed. Otherwise, whenever you are scrolling down, it will change, right? Just like to show you that if you are not going to make it fixed, what will be the outcome? I'm just going to show this. Let's suppose if you are not going to make it fixed, you apply this and then you apply this. Why this shows a different answer? Because next cell is going to be selected in this case, and in this case, next cell is going to be selected. So actually cells are going to be scrolled down. So this means this is wrong. You need not to scroll down the taxes, because tax rate is only one given that. Only if you are going to scroll down this amount and this is available in all cases, then you can do that, otherwise not. So you have to make it fixed, and then you have to apply this, and you will get the taxable taxes. This is the amount of tax which need to be deducted from your income. And what is that cash flow now? First, your cost, which is this cell, and you can make it fixed because your cost is not going to vary, right? Enter. And then your cash flows are going to change. So here you are going to apply this tax deduction. You will deduct tax not from 22,000, but original amount. This is your original amount, right? And out of this 18,000 is separated out of tax, but you have this income available 40,000 minus this amount, which is the tax you have to pay. So you are going to scroll down and you will get all the values. Clear? So this means you have cash 40,000. You need to pay tax on only 8,800 in first case, because 18,000 is not taxable and many 22,000 is taxable. So you pay tax out of this, but 18,000 is still with you. So 22 minus 8,800 plus 18,000, you will get this 31,200. In the same way, you will get all these values. Now your cash flows after tax are cleared. So up till now, whatever extra things you need to do, you have done that. Now you are coming towards these application of these NPVs. You need not to actually calculate this NPV or IRR just like that I have mentioned previously, just for your reference and your understanding what is happening behind the scene. Actually, the formulas are fitted here. So directly you can use this formula, NPV, IRR, MIR, and all these formulas. So first you need what? Rate. What is the discount rate you are going to use? This is the discount rate. Make it fixed, because this discount rate is fixed for a while. Then you need value one, right? And this is the which value you are going to pick is this, because on which you are going to apply this one, right? Okay, here you have to take some important care, because without which you are in trouble. Getting my point? Let's suppose if you are going to take this care, then you are safe from one problem. What you will do first, please note it down what I did. I click shift colon, right? and automatically this amount will appear. Just like after clicking this, see, you click shift colon and the same cell will be appeared again. Only do one thing, just click before C, only before C, just like that, and adds $sign. What it will do, it will fix this cell and then allow this cell to change. So I'm just going to show you how it happens. So we only thing is that you have to take care of this thing. $sign with this cell first and then colon and then again this cell because you are here. Then you have to add this one because this is the cost and cost is already minus. Therefore, minus value need not to be minus again. Clear? Therefore, it need to be added. Automatically minus sign will apply. Enter. You will get this value. On the one side, you will get this value in bracket because this net present value is negative. It is less than 0. And secondly, it is shown in red. So sometimes it's not necessary that always it is going to be shown red, but this formula is going to show that so that you are alert that this value is not positive. Now I'm going to scroll down to generate other values. We have to change, resize it. So what happens from this time period? Values has changed. Now it is not correct. These values are not correct, right? There's some problem because it's not going to increase so much high. So there is some problem which happened, and that is this. We need to fix this cost column as well, which is not fixed because otherwise it is scrolling down this column and changing the cost, and costs are actually becoming positive and giving you different result. So keep this point in your mind. So these are the cares we have to take. So I'm going to scroll down again, and then you will get the result. Now results are correct results because now you are getting up to 3 years, you are getting negative net present value, and in 4th year, your business or project or investment is going to start give positive present value, right? What it means, you cross the break-even point. After that, now you are earning some positive return. Your benefits are greater than cost. Initially, you are recovering your cost of investment. After recovering all of your cost, now you start earning profit. Clear? So this is the break-even point actually shows this how much time you need to recover your original investment cost. What is the investment cost at this point? Is 1 lakh rupees. So you are going to recover in terms of present value. So whenever you are going to convert all this present value, all these 3 values in present form, they are coming closer to 1 lakh rupees. This is clear to everyone? Any question, any query? Ji? Be quicker. Do you have any problem? I need your response. Yes, no. I'm not talking to machine. Please, you should make it sure that I'm talking to human beings.
सर ठीक है समझ आ गई थोड़ी बहुत.
Okay, one thing which I mentioned that you have to take care is that I'm just showing through another cell. Whenever we have taken the C value here, C and then colon, and we get C14 again, then what happened? C14 was fixed with $sign, but remaining C14 was not fixed here. And why it is not? Because once we are scrolling down or scrolling right, we need to include all the values in the data set. All cash flows need to be incorporated. So actually it is going to accumulate, find out the accumulated value. Otherwise, if you are not going to fix this, then it is not going to give you accumulated value. Let's suppose if I'm just going to remove this sign, $sign, what you will get only this value, which is not as such accumulated, and you will get only this value, right? Just like if I'm going to apply this here, removing $sign, enter, and then I'm going to move then values are totally changed. Now you will observe by yourself what is happening. Only suspective value is going to be considered, not the whole value. So the link is not going to be created. So that is important. In case of, this, just like I'm going to show over net present value formula whenever we have applied that. So NPV is what? Whenever we are going to accumulate all these values, we are going to add, then we can get this some value. So it means for every next time period, the previous cash flow need to be incorporated into your net present value. Otherwise, you are not getting your correct net present value. Clear? I'm just going to make it $sign. So these are few important things which you will learn through practice. No difficult situation is there. No very much technical things are there. Only need to understand that, and then you try to apply it, do some practice, and you are capable to do that. So don't worry about that. These are difficult things. No, they are easy things once you pass through your hands few times. This is important. So what I will suggest to you, I'm going to share, I have already shared this sheet on Moodle. You will do what? You will use this data set as practice, make another sheet. And just like I have copied the basic information and then start doing this thing, you do that. And you can consult this sheet again and again. So one time you do it by re-observing it. Second time you try to do it by yourself. And third time totally independent, right? And fourth time, you can apply this strategy on your own data set, your selected company. Okay, next is the IRR. So you will pick this IRR. IRR need values, right? Internal rate of return need values. What values you need to incorporate in your internal rate of return? This value and starting from this value. Okay. Starting from this value and this value. Let me please. Anyone is asking something? Let's suppose I need to observe this. Exactly same. Actually, starting from this value, na? So all those values need to be incorporated, starting from first value. So this is the first value, and then you are going to take this value. And starting again from this value, and you are going to use F4, and you are not going to fix this one. And then you are going to scroll down, right? Keep one thing in your mind here, guess is mentioned. If you are going to mention some guess value, it's okay. But if you are not going to mention any guess value, it's all okay as well. There is no issue. Mean to say you can solve your IRR, you can get your IRR without any problem. So what happens with the internal rate of return? In first 2 years, it remains negative. In third year, it becomes some positive. Then it starts increasing. Why we are using the internal rate of return? Because you are taking loan. Let's suppose if loan is available 10% at the rate of 10% in the market. So in first 3 years, this investment is not viable or beneficial that you are going to take the loan and finance this business or project. But in next 2 years, you can do that because your returns are larger than this 10% and you can pay back your interest out of that. And still you have some return, positive return, justifying your business activity. Clear? Then we'll go to the modified internal rate of return, MIRR. Again, you have to identify the values. Column. Okay, this one. Then you have to pick the finance rate. Finance rate is what? Reinvestment rate. You have to take this, this discount rate is your finance rate, and then you have to go for discount rate. Since in this case both are same, so there is no problem. But in many cases you will find out the difference between two. So we will also check if both are different from each other, how they are going to cause their impact or how it is going to be different. Clear? So this leads to change the situation, right? So whenever you are going to use that, actually you have to get the same result, because we need to fix these F4 and this B6, because these discount and reinvestment rate need to be fixed. Otherwise, these boxes are going to be scrolled down. They are going to be used. So you will get the same result because both rates are same. Marginal result variation is there. And let me check if all is be okay. Then it has incorporated okay all three values. Okay, why we are getting this difference? Because in this case, whenever investment is going to happen, every time you are considering the previous investment as well. So let me check the original data is giving the same result or different result. Modified internal rate of return. It's a bit different from the original value. So there would be some difference in the result, so there is no issue. Formula is correct, so there is no issue in terms of formula. Yes, okay. Now we have calculated this and modified internal rate of return, and now we are coming to the break-even point. Here you need to do what? Basically, it needs a formula, right? A particular formula is there which you have to apply. Just like this is the formula which you will observe. It shows the connection between these two rows here and these net present values. Basically, how you are going to calculate the break-even point? You already know break-even point is what point? Where NPV is equal to 0. So once your net present value is going to be set equal to 0, at that point of time, your benefits are exactly equal to your cost. It means you recover all of your cost. So that would be your break-even point. After that point, you are going to have more returns. So let's suppose if I'm going to use this formula, right, as it is, I'm going to be copy that. Just like what is the way I just enter. I'm just going to copy. So you can initially do that, but if you need to know that it is already mentioned in your slide, this I have mentioned this one here, right? This one is mentioned that just to copy this for break-even point. But be careful whenever you are copying these, because your cells should be same. So let's suppose it is the row number 18 where this break-even point is measured, and if in my case it is 18 because we have just followed the same strategy, then it will give you some benefit, otherwise not. So just copy the function, just copy the formula, and you will get this. Just click again and you will find this one. So it means in the last, it is going to add this one, which is extra, right? Extra row is going to be added. Which should not be, I think in the case of original formula. Let's see what is the situation in case of original formula. It should be stop at 4, and then if we are going to consider fifth value, then it will move on the right side. So we have to be considerate about that. We are copying this formula, so the last row G15 minus F15, right, is the G15 and F15 only, not more than this. So we have to find out K after enter. So in our formula, the last row is should be stop here, right? So it should be stop here. So we would need to delete this part. Otherwise, it is creating problem. All right. Yes, there's some. Now you can observe that. Okay, now it's done. Some brackets are missing, so automatically it has incorporated. So now this is the formula which is applied. Enter. Only thing is that previously, if you have some results or some other values there, then in previous case you will get wrong value, but in this case you will get correct value. So what is the time period? It mentioned that after 3 years you will get break even. In 3 years, up to 3 years, there is no break even because still your NPV is negative. But after 0.6, it means near about 60% of your year, which is close to 7th and 8th month, right? So after 3 year, 8 month, nearby 8 month, you get break-even point, and then after that you are earning your profit, right? You recover your cost. Up to this point, if you have any query questions, you may ask, then we move ahead. Please. G, if any query, any question you want to ask. I'm going to take your attendance alongside so that quickly you are very few, so quickly we can do that in the meanwhile, and you try to think about if you have any question you may ask in the meanwhile, right? So Salman Barkat, Mozam Fiaz, Asim Irfan, जरताब करामत, ये भी तो था कि नहीं था? जुनैर महमूद, मारूफ नवीद, जी मारूफ थी प्रीवियस के नहीं? मुस्तफा उबैद, दानिश सरवर,
Yes, sir.
अफान तुकीर,
sir.
शाज़ेब बिन तारिक,
Present, sir.
इफ्सान हनीफ।
Present, sir.
पहले स्टूडेंट ज्यादा थे, अगर वो ड्रॉप हो गए किसी वजह से तो लेट मी नो के हु आर दे, मैं उनकी अटेंडेंस लगा दूंगा।
सर मैं भी लास्ट क्लास में था लेकिन फिर मेरी लाइट चली गई थी।
नाम क्या आपका?
सर
तूफान सर।
अच्छा
सॉरी,
तूफान
सर मेरा
स्टार्टिंग में
बेटा 1 बाय 1 करो। क्या नाम क्या है?
आसिम
इफ्सान कह रहे हो?
इरफान की बात
इफ्सान,
नो सर आसिम इरफान, उसने आपको आंसर भी किया था।
आसिम इरफान, तो आपकी अटेंडेंस लगी हुई है क्लास की?
यस सर, इस क्लास
सर
में
मेरी नहीं लगी।
अभी किधर हो? तो आपका तो नाम शो ही नहीं हो रहा, आसिम।
और सर सुलेमान बात कर रहा हूँ, वैसे मैं सुलेमान बात कर रहा हूँ। मैं बता रहा हूँ कि आसिम ने आपको आंसर किया था क्लास के शुरू में जब आप सवाल पूछ
अभी
रहे
कहाँ आसिम? आसिम अभी आज की क्लास में?
थे। आई डोंट नो सर, मेरे ख्याल से तो क्लास में नहीं है वैसे आप।
हाँ, आज की क्लास में नहीं है।
सर मैं लास्ट
सर
क्लास में
लास्ट
मैं
क्लास
भी
में सर मेरा था सर, मैं सिर्फ फोर्थ वाले को सर एब्सेंट था
क्या नाम यार? जब वो सारे बोल रहे हो तो अपना नाम पहले बोला करें।
सुलेमान बरकत।
सलमान बरकत।
इफ्सान अली।
चलें आपकी वैसे तो 0.5 लगानी चाहिए।
सर शाहजेब।
क्या से
सर इफ्सान।
इफ्सान, आप कब थे प्रीवियस क्लास में?
सर मैं सिर्फ फोर्थ वाली को सर, वो मैं एब्सेंट था सर। तो सर तब मैं शादी पे था सर।
चलो ठीक है, मैं
सर सफवान।
आप लोगों के उस पर लगा लिया है। रिकॉर्डिंग तो मेरे पास है, मैं देख भी लूंगा। एनी हाउ, चलें ओके,
सर
नाउ
वो
वी
मैं
कम
बता रहा था
बैक।
सर मेरी भी रह गई है सफवान।
सुफान, सुफान आपकी कहाँ रह गई है? अच्छा आप
सर मैं लास्ट क्लास में था, मेरी 12:15 पे लाइट चली गई थी।
बस अब तो क्लियर है, बाकी सारे तो एब्सेंट थे ना कम से कम। इतने सारे स्टूडेंट प्रेजेंट तो नहीं थे लास्ट क्लास में। चलें 12। Anyhow, okay, because it is just going to close, let's see. If it is not going to close, it's okay, but if it is going to close, so you need to rejoin or not. 2 minutes are left, 45 हो जाएंगे, so no need to rejoin. Only thing is that you have to do
शीट
this
जो
work.
प्रैक्टिस शीट
You
आपने
have to do
ऑलरेडी।
practice. ठीक है, this sheet is uploaded. What we need to do, only sensitive analysis I'm going to make, or other kind of variation I'm going to do in the next class. So beforehand you will try to calculate this by yourself, because side by side you can do whatever changes I'm going to incorporate. You can do that changes and you can observe result for yourself as well, right? So if this sheet is prepared with you, that will be more convenient for you to understand whatever sensitive analysis we are going to make. Clear?
ओके
So
सर।
do we have to use our own data?
Exactly, at this stage you will use the same data set. This is a practice data set. All these sheets I shared all these sheets have the same data set. Only need to copy this part and given part and then generate that kind of sheet which I have generated for you now, right? So from this area onward you have to generate by yourself. Once you will do that,